So this is chapter 3 that speaks about a strategic analysis that can be done under external environment. So before we go on to what are the strategies that can be done in external environment, you'll have to know what external environment is all about. Now I'll try to present it in a different way, but there are quite a few elements which are repetitive in nature. See, first thing, whenever we speak about external environment, the one thing that comes into our mind is that business they never operate in vacuum. That is to tell they are always in connection with a third party. So what we can tell is that this business, you know, it is the microcosm of the society. And because of this, there are several external and internal factors which affects our business significantly. Now this business, it has to definitely exist in the society by catering the needs of the society. Not only that, it has to cater the needs in that manner by which the society expects, and in doing all these things it also has to see to that it earns some kind of profit so that it can survive. That is why it becomes important for any business to recognize and analyze those factors which will have significant impact on its business, on its survival. Now, having said this hundreds of times, once again to tell, business environment, it consists of all those factors which will have impact on business. These factors, it can be internal or it can be external to business. However, business do not control such factors in short run, whether it is internal or external. Now, if any factor is controllable by business in short run, then that factors, they do not qualify with the definition of business environment. Because controllable factors, it simply means that it does not impact the business. Now, it can be whichever business organization. You know, through a careful scanning of its business environment, business they can identify all the factors that can impact the business. Now, once if you take this SWOT analysis, then these factors are in the form of opportunities, threats, strengths, and weakness. So, if any factors that can significantly impact business and thereby impacts its profitability of the occurrence is high, then definitely all such factors will become what we call as strategic factors for the business. So a factor can become strategic factor when it can significantly impact the business. Now, telling that is a very simple way, in a very random way. So to be specific, all these factors uh, which become strategic factors, it has to satisfy two conditions. That is, one is significant impact on the business it should have, and the second one is that it should have high degree of likelihood. So Now, as you can see in the graph that has been put up in your slide, there on the y-axis you have impact on organization, and on the x-axis you have degree of likelihood. And the entire graph, it has been divided into three, that is irrelevant factors, moderate factors, and strategic factors. Now the triangle that is present in the left hand side bottom corner of your graph, it represents irrelevant factors. Now irrelevant factors are all those things which will have low impact on the organization, and also the low degree of likelihood. So all those points that comes under this particular triangle represent irrelevant factors. And the hexagon that you can see in the middle, it represents moderate factors. So moderate factors are such that which are to be dealt with, but comparatively they are easy to be dealing. And here the impact on the organization would be moderate in nature, and there would be moderate degree of likelihood of happenings on the business decision. Then in the right hand top corner we have the triangle which represent strategic factors. Now all these factors, they impact the organization in a greater way, and they shall also have high degree of likelihood. So during this scanning of the environment that the business organization does, an organization, it can identify strategic factors which will be crucial for framing all the strategies of the organization. Now, as this business environment, it consists of all factors that are uncontrollable in short run and can impact business. So while scanning environment, business shall always come across hundreds of factors, but then all these factors, they are not relevant for business. So among many factors, the business has to identify those factors which are relevant for it, and thereafter among these relevant factors, business has to once again carefully identify the strategic factors. So now on the basis of this particular diagram, the organization has drawn this two-dimensional table. So all the factors that are recognized during the environmental scanning, it shall be placed within the three parts that has been made. Now when you see this, you can make out that not all the relevant factors, now all the three, now all the two, except for the irrelevant factors, the other two, it represent relevant factors. Now it doesn't mean that all these relevant factors are strategic factors. Some of them are moderate concern, and therefore relevant factors can be suitably be divided into moderate and strategic factors. So the strategic factors are of more concern to an organization, since these factors go into consideration while framing the strategy. Now speaking about this, the main thing that we usually tell is that business environment is highly uncertain. Now, this uncertainty that we speak of, it is a function of dynamism and complexity, and is we can tell that it is directly proportional to both complexity and dynamism. That is to tell, because of uncertainty, there exists dynamism and complexity. Or in other words, uh, as uncertainty increases in business environment, it always becomes more important for an organization to timely recognize the relevant factors, and more importantly the strategic factors. Now, if organization, if it fails to promptly recognize and address all these relevant factors, there are chances that it may ultimately lead to the fall of the business. Now, speaking about complexity, now as the complexity of the environment increases, there are number of relevant factors which also increases. So, with increasing uncertainty, an organization's scope of all these relevant factors also increases, and all these increasing factors, it really makes the task of what we call as key management much more difficult. And that is where, and in all such scenarios, organization has to concentrate on a variety of large number of factors. And the one more thing that we can see here is that, you know, with the increase of dynamism that is there in the environment, the organization, it becomes necessary that it constantly reviews environment so that it can identify any kind of new developments that is happening. Now, if environment is highly dynamic, then organization definitely it cannot rely on the past information because it changes every now and then. So organization has to continuously update itself about changing, about all the changes that are taking place in environment. Now, if organization exists in dynamic environment, and if does not constantly and continuously update itself or analyzes its environment or reviews its environment, then undoubtedly it shall be severely affected. So, what you can see on the slide, that particular graph, it speaks about how a business organization can approach, towards uncertain environment. Now, again, the y-axis, it represents degree of complexity, which is ranging from low to high, and on the x-axis, it has degree of dynamism, and the entire graph, it is divided into three, and it tells that, you know uh, that if degree of dynamism and complexity, if it is low, then there are low number of relevant factors. And in all such cases, low monitoring of environment shall be done by the organization. In such scenario, the organization task becomes easy and it has not to worry about its environment either too much. But then as all this degree of dynamism and complexity it increases, then definitely there is increase in number of relevant factors, which is combined with the increased frequency of monitoring the business environment. That is to tell, as things moves above in the graph, environment becomes more turbulent and uncertain due to higher degree of complexity and dynamism. So it becomes important for the organization to constant and sorry to constantly monitor its environment. Now, within the purview of this particular chapter, the next concept that we have to speak is the internal and external environment. Though the chapter speaks that first we'll have to deal with the internal environment, which is in the chapter 2, and next we have to speak about external environment. Remember, for a business, all the things happens together. So there is no way we can actually separate these two. When we speak of this, the other will definitely be joining. Now, normally through a careful scanning of its environment, organization it normally tries to identify strategic factors for itself. Now these strategic factors that we are speaking, it can be external or it can be internal. So business environment is normally divided into external and internal environment. So briefly, if I have to tell about this, external environment, it is composed of all those factors which are external to organization, and it is present in the form of opportunities and threats for the business. So, as all the factors are external to organization, definitely they shall be beyond the control of business. And further, this external environment, it can be classified into macro environment and micro environment. Now this micro environment consists of natural environment, societal environment, general factors that form the organization's boundary and scope within which the organization operates. And then we have micro environment, which is related to the specific environment of the industry to or in which this organization is working or which comes under that. Then we have industry specific factors which are related to the market structure, suppliers, buyers, shareholders, and also other related stakeholders. So, on the other hand, internal environment, it consists of all those factors which are internal to the organization and consists of mission, strategic intent, or organizational structure and culture, the resource capabilities, competencies. It consists of core competence, which sets the internal context of an organization. Now, as against to the external environment, internal environment factors, they become strength and weaknesses of organization. So major strengths can be used to gain competitive advantage over other firms. Internal environment factors are within control of the organization in long run. So however, in short run, they are not within the control of the organization. So if the organization, if it wants to efficiently leverage its strength, then there must be suitable opportunities in external environment. Now strength can also effectively counter all any threats that is present in external environment, and conversely, uh, this weakness, it prevents organization's ability to take benefit from opportunities that are available in external environment. So this weakness, it also hinders an organization's ability to counter threats, and thereby it paves the way for you know impending doom of an organization. And here we are speaking about benefits of environmental scanning. Now, before we speak of this, remember we have spoken, we have discussed about benefits of environmental scanning in chapter 2 as well. There we are speaking it in terms of internal environment. And in this context, we are speaking about it in terms of external environment. So, know the difference. It doesn't mean that if the names are similar, what you have to speak about it and how you represent it, it is similar as well. Now, there it is in different context, and in chapter 3, it is once again in a different context. So, this benefits of environmental scanning. Here, normally we tell that without adequate monitoring of its environment, uh, there is always chance that an organization will lose in market to its competitors. Which gradually will lead to maybe closing down of the organization. So, monitoring of environment is definitely very much important for the existence of an organization. Now, without effective monitoring of its environment, an organization's survival will always be endangered. And this is if the business organization does not do any kind of environmental scanning. On the other hand, if at all business does the effective monitoring of environment, it can always provide benefits to organization. There are a lot of the benefits that the organization can have. Some has been mentioned here. First one is determination of organizational context and its scope. So now it is always this that organization can determine its context and scope only after proper environmental scanning. Now, as we have said earlier, because organization is microcosm of the society, there are several external factors which determines both the scope of the organization and the context of the organization. That is to tell, society, it has several certain expectations from business, and it is expected that business has to satisfy these expectations if at all they want to be in the business for their long term survival. So it tells that business, it does not operate in vacuum, and because of this it cannot ignore the expectations of the society. Now, as there is awareness uh, in the society increases, the expectations from the business also continuously changes, and all this results in changing the organizational context and scope. And this is where we can tell that now, because business environment is always on a continuous change, even the organization's context is ever changing, and organization, for the sake of its existence, must constantly review its context. Now, this external environment, it determines the organization context within which it has to operate, whereas internal environment, it determines the organization context in terms of operation and performance. So the various components of internal environment, such as maybe organization mission, the structure, the culture, the strategic intent that we spoke of, the resources, um, the capabilities, and the competency, they determine the manner in which the business operates and also tries to fulfill the various expectations of the society in an efficient and also in a effective manner. The second one that we have is identification of strategic factors. Now, once we know the context in which the business is doing and the scope or the reach out of the business, the second thing that shall be done is identification of strategic factors. Now, to be on point, in fact, the identification of strategic factors is primary objective of environmental scanning. That is, the identification of strategic factors which will be, of very much importance while maybe framing the strategy for the organization or in knowing the direction of the organization. So these strategic factors, they are in the form of opportunities, strengths, weaknesses, and threats. Now these opportunities and threats, definitely they come from external environment, whereas strength and weaknesses are from internal environment. So the organization can take the advantage of any opportunity if all those opportunity, if they possess a relevant strength to leverage such opportunity. And opportunity that we spoke of, if you see, with this opportunity, it is useless If at all the organization does not have strength, and an observed strength or having strength is useless if it does not have any opportunity. Therefore, our organization should see to that it is always well informed about all the prospective opportunity, especially through its strength. And in the similar way, organization should also be able to well recognize its weaknesses. Now, weaknesses, what do they do? They normally reduce an organization's ability to effectively, leverage all the incoming opportunity. Or in other words, it can reduce an organization ability to effectively mitigate any kind of incoming threat. And thereby, this environmental scanning, it helps a business organization to identify its strategic factors. The third one is that this business environmental scanning, it helps to cope uncertainty. Now, this uncertainty, it is undoubtedly, it is the result of dynamism and complexity. Now, as degree of dynamism and complexity increases in the environment, uncertainty also increases. So, that is to tell, if the environment is more dynamic, then it becomes necessary that there is, constant monitoring of environment, so that such a constant monitoring, it can always negate the adverse effect of dynamic environment. Similarly, if the environment is more complex, then more information and knowledge is also needed to tackle complex environment. So constant and effective monitoring of the environment always will help in countering a dynamic and complex environment, and thereby effectively manage and cope all the uncertainties. And one more thing is, it helps in informed decision making. Now, environmental scanning, it equips the organization with relevant and also updated information. So this relevant and updated information will always help organization to make rational decisions and sound decisions. So these 4 points that we spoke of, these are some of the core benefits of environmental scanning. However, there are many-fold benefits of environmental scanning, and if organization does not indulge in adequate and effective environmental scanning, then its long-run survival is not at all possible. And that is where we can tell that there is always higher cost associated with ignoring environment, and as such it is one of the most crucial activity for the organization to function properly. So here one more fact that I have to speak, and I cannot skip it any skip, is that SWOT analysis. Maybe it has been discussed over and over again, but yes, I have no other option other than discussing it because it has been mentioned in your chapter. I definitely cannot skip it. Now, as you know, this SWOT analysis, it stands for strength, weakness, opportunity, threats. And why do we conduct this SWOT analysis? We normally do conduct this analysis so as to design suitable strategy for our organization. Now, while environmental scanning, an organization, it comes across too many factors, but from these numerous factors, it becomes necessary that an organization, it has to identify strategic factors which will be instrumental while framing the strategy for the better survival of business. And as the SWOT analysis tells, all the strategic factors that we are speaking right now, they are in the form of opportunities, threats, strengths, and weaknesses. Or to tell all this strategy, we can put in any four of this. Now, where does this opportunities and threat exist? It exists in external environment. And during external environment scanning of an organization, it identifies various, opportunities and threats. However, out of all these hundreds of opportunities and hundreds of threats, an organization has to see to that it has to determine those opportunities and threats which are relevant for the firm. So there exist many attractive opportunities in the external environment. But then these may not be within the reach of the organization because of its capabilities. Now remember, organization's capability shall always be limited in one way or the other. That is to tell, maybe it has financial limitations, or to tell it has certain limitations how much it can spend. It might have some kind of operational limitation as to maybe how much capacity it can produce. It might have limitation on the number of human resource that it is having. So it shall definitely have one limitation or the other. So this SWOT analysis, it becomes an important tool during framing strategy. Now through this SWOT analysis, an organization, it can make appropriate match between its capabilities and opportunities. Now internal environment, it determines the capabilities of an organization and some of its key capabilities. There are chances that it can become strengths of the organization. So it is in organization's strength which always helps leverage the opportunities. So appropriate synchronization of strength and opportunity is normally crucial during framing of strategy. Now weaknesses which are normally caused by internal environment, it should also be identified with some amount of Z. So weaknesses are something which brings down the organization's ability to effectively utilize any attractive opportunities that is present in the environment. Now these weaknesses, it also reduces the impact of strength. So the success of the organization is in leveraging of any attractive opportunity which can be predicted from the strength and weaknesses that it has. So the strength increases the probability of success, whereas weaknesses decreases the probability of success. Now these threats uh, which exist in external environment, they also should be taken care of. Now organization's strength, it can thwart threats but only after making a good planning. So hence while framing strategy, organization should also plan for thwarting threat through its strength. And on the other hand, weaknesses also can increase the adverse impact of threat on an organization. So during framing of strategy, an organization should identify all these grave concern and thereby prepare some plan to maybe to debilate all such adverse impact. Now, definitely this diagram, it speaks of strength, weakness, opportunities and threats. Whereas you can also mention, put one more box in between the four diagram, and you can speak about strategy, draw arrow marks and show how it is interlinked to one another. Now, having spoken about all these things, let us just brief out what we spoke in our today's class and thereby end today's session. So what did we start with? We started speaking about the importance of analyzing business environment in which the business operates by organization before it starts with framing strategy. And we spoke about all the factors that is present in business environment which will have impact on business and which is not in the control of the business. Then we said that it is divided into two categories, internal and external, and also that there are numerous factors in business environment. But then we said that the organization has to identify those factors which are relevant for it. And again we spoke that out of all these relevant factors, organization has once again to condense and bring it down, filter it down so as to identify strategic factors which will which are of extreme importance during framing of strategy. And we said business environment, it is primarily classified into two parts, that is external and internal environment. So external environment, it is composed of all those factors which are external to the organization and can be further be classified into macro and micro. And macro, it consists of natural, societal, general, whereas micro consists of industrial environment of the industry in which organization does its business. And internal environment, it is composed of all those factors which are internal to organization and consists of maybe mission, strategic intent, the culture, the resource capabilities, competences, structure, core competences of organization. Then we spoke about the benefits of the business environment, where we said that it helps in determining organization context, it helps in determining the organization scope, it identifies the strategic factors, it helps to cope uncertainty, and also it helps in making informed decision. And at last we discussed about SWOT analysis and what each of it stands for. And we also said that through SWOT analysis, organization always tries to leverage all the opportunity that it can get through its strength, while it can thwart any threat and overcome all its weaknesses. So these are quite few things that we discussed in our today's lesson. So for today, let us stop it at this particular point. Yes, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, you can tell your names so that I can take down your attendance.
Akshata.
Akshata, Sabina,
And Raksha.
Reshma.
Raksha, Reshma,
Kirtika.
Reena.
Dikshita.
Pradeep,
Santu,
Kirtika, Reena, Dikshita, Pradeep, Santu, Kirti. Who else?
Anusha.
Pratiksha. Kirtana. Farzana.
Ma'am Arpita.
Okay, Pranita, Kirtana, Farzana. Who else?